Hello, my name's Kevin. You're watching Leather Prepper. With the election being held tomorrow to vote for our new president, I wanted to ask you, what are you doing differently to prepare? Is there anything at all that you're changing in your game plan? Are you going to be proactive or are you going to be reactive? Being reactive is not normally the best strategy. Being proactive most certainly is. What are you changing? Anything? Me personally, not much is changing. Um, I had a very life altering experience back a few years ago that has changed my outlook on life. I just don't worry about a lot of things anymore. Some things, yes. Most things, no. Things that I used to worry about, I don't. If something's going to happen, there is absolutely nothing that you can do to change it. So why would you not be proactive? Go over your game plan. Make sure your stuff's where you need it. Anything that needs to be charged, make sure batteries are charged up. Make sure you've got extra fuel, extra cash on hand. If you think something's going to happen, those are just a few things that you can do. Now, you don't necessarily have to do anything. There's been some states that have put their guard units either on alert or have actually activated them um, in the event of unrest if the election goes one way or the other. So, do you live in an area like that? I live in Nashville, Tennessee, and typically stuff like that just does not happen unless Vanderbilt beats Alabama. Then they might do something like take the goalpost down and parade it down. What was it? Oh, if I'm not mistaken, parade it down Broadway. So some things that you can do is make sure your batteries are charged for anything you need charged. Make sure you have any documentation for proof of ownership and marriage, passport, things like that. Make sure they're all where you know they're at. Some people have a binder together. I keep mine in a safe, fire safe, so they don't get burnt up in case of a fire. Um, any documentation that you might need. Make sure that your vehicles are topped off with fuel. You think you may have to leave, make sure that you've got any stuff that you may have to grab and just roll. Make sure it's all there. Make sure that any members of your family that you may need to meet up with know where to go for point A or spot A, or if that one's not available, spot B. Having maps and knowing areas how to get out of your neighborhood, those are all things that you can do. But do something that makes sense for you. Don't do what makes sense for your neighbor up the street because it's not going to do you any good. Being prepared is a lifestyle. It's not something that you take lightly because it does take time and energy. And prepper burnout is a real thing. I've been there. I've been all burnt out. So don't forget to live a life as well when you're prepping. Don't sweat the small things. Like I said a minute ago, you can't control what's going to happen. All you can do is be prepared for it. So go over your game plan. If you're at all concerned, I'm not concerned. I'm not worried because we don't live in a very violent politically violent area. Some areas will be. You're probably, if it goes one way or the other, going to have the suicide rate jump up. Just saying. Don't also be led. Don't let the media control your thoughts. I'm always questioning, always question. So control what you can control and let everything else fall into place. Have a game plan. Know what you're going to do, if anything at all. That's my message for you. Also, get out and vote.